Hey, today I'm going to do a comparison between the ForceUSA MyBench version 2 and the Rep Fitness AB3000. Hey, this is Greg with Discovering Strength, a channel focused on all things garage gym. If you like what you see, consider subscribing below. So in today's video, I'm going to do a comparison between my ForceUSA MyBench version 2 and the Rep Fitness AB3000. They're really not a one-for-one comparison because the ForceUSA MyBench version 2, the big selling point for that is that it comes with a leg developer and a preacher curl pad that both connect right here on this post. So that makes them two very different products. So I'm not going to take into account that the ForceUSA MyBench has the additional attachments. I'm just going to compare them as adjustable benches. As an additional note, the Rep Fitness AB3000, this one is the version 1. They now have version 2. So you'll want to take a look at some of the changes that they've made to version 2 to make it a little bit better now. I've had the AB3000 now, I think for about 3 years and have used it, almost daily. I just recently got the ForceUSA MyBench. I recently just did a review on the ForceUSA MyBench. If you'd like to take a look at that, look at the link above. All right, so the first thing is kind of how heavy duty it is, how durable, the quality of materials that are used in each bench. So this is my one gripe with ForceUSA, at least with this MyBench, and that is that they have some cheap finishes on here. I mentioned in my review that the upholstery is sort of in between cheap and a good quality upholstery. But then just in general, the steel that's used in here seems to be thinner than the steel that's used in the Rep Fitness AB3000. So I can just see, some of these pieces here, like this is significantly thicker than the equivalent piece on this other bench. I really like the upholstery that Rep uses on their benches. It's just a really durable, kind of grippy material. There's also a difference in just the amount of padding they're using on each of the benches. For ForceUSA, it's a thinner pad. You can see there, I'd say that that's maybe an inch of padding. Whereas with Rep Fitness, it's probably 1.5 to 2 inches throughout. Then some of the additional finishes that I like with Rep is, some simple, logos and stuff that they put on here. This is, made out of metal. You see some of that throughout for Rep. And with ForceUSA, they've got this kind of cheap vinyl lettering they've put on there. You see there on the other side as well, it's just that vinyl lettering. The end caps here on the leg holder, it's a nice metal piece. I don't have the other attachment out for ForceUSA, but the end caps they use are just plastic pieces. Another pretty significant difference between both of these benches is the weight. The Rep Fitness bench weighs just under 100 pounds. So I think it's something like 93, 94 pounds. And that says something about, the amount of steel they're using in this to make it really kind of heavy duty. And on the ForceUSA bench, I don't know the exact weight for this, but it's significantly lighter than the Rep Fitness bench. So that can be both a positive and negative. So really the positive being that if it's a lighter bench, it's easier to move around and store upright somewhere in your gym. So for example, my wife hardly ever uses the rep AB3000 because it's 100 pounds and she has to pick it up and maneuver it and, you know, put it up against the wall, and it's just not as user-friendly. But then again, the additional weight on the AB3000 really means that they have, you know, more steel, thicker steel, it's higher quality, higher durability. So another area I'll compare is the stability of the benches. And this is actually a gripe I have with both benches. And that is that they lack stability as you move the backrest up and down. And let me see if I can show you, if you get a good angle here, I'll try to get another angle. But you can see on the Rep Fitness bench that it will just kind of wobble back and forth, side to side. And on the ForceUSA bench, it's got the same issue, except there's even more play side to side on this one. All right, so let's see if I can get another angle here and show you. And you can see how much it moves also here at the bottom. This is the ForceUSA. And then over the rep bench, there's less movement here at the bottom, but there's significant wobble on both. Then putting these side by side just to see the dimensions, both of these are about the same length. I'd say that the Rep Fitness bench is slightly longer, but then you take into account the post here for the attachments, and really they're about the same length. Then in terms of the height, how far they are off of the ground, the Rep bench is a little bit shorter than the ForceUSA bench, but it's pretty close. All right, then the last thing that I'll say about both of these is anyone in a home gym, you're typically limited on your space, right? So I'm always looking to save space and find a way to store my benches up out of the way. You can see I've got another adjustable bench over there, and I've got my Rep FB5000 up there out of the way. Yes, I have 4 benches. I think that's too many, but I am looking for saving space, and I have to figure out how to store my benches. Now, both of these benches I store upright up against this wall here, and I'll show you how I do that. But the gripe I have with both of them, and it would be a really great upgrade for both, is if they had some sort of locking mechanism here on the bottom that locks the backrest into position so that it is secure when you store it. So both of them lack that. You see, it would be nice if there was something there at the bottom. Same with the ForceUSA bench. I wish there was some sort of locking mechanism down here at the bottom. All right, so I will show you how I store both of these benches with the Rep AB3000. I actually have a little bungee cord here that I'll show you. This, instead of having a locking mechanism, I'll just wrap this around the post so that it doesn't move. Then I go ahead and I'll take this upright, and then I will just push it up against the wall and store it just like so. And there you can see kind of the profile that it takes up when you store it against the wall. I'd say that sticks out about 2 feet from the wall. You can see that bungee cable I've got there to just keep the back pad in place so it doesn't move around on me. And that is fairly secure. I still get a little bit concerned that my kids may come in here and knock the bench over, or the bench may fall on them, but I've had it for several years and it hasn't happened. All right, and then for ForceUSA, I also put it in the decline position, and then I'll just pick that up. This one I haven't been locking it, but that's because I'll set it off from the wall a little bit further and just put it right up on the backrest. And you can see how that sits then. I just have it on the backrest itself. The wheels are off the ground, and then it rests up against the wall. And that seems to work pretty well. Just in terms of footprint, they both take up about the same amount of space. ForceUSA, I have to keep it off the wall a little bit further just to get it propped up against the wall properly. All right, so my final verdict, you know, you're gonna get the ForceUSA bench if you're gonna get the leg developer and preacher curl pad. So that really puts it in a different category. But in terms of durability and kind of the quality of the bench, I would say Rep is definitely better. ForceUSA is a little cheaper. And when you're looking at price point, ForceUSA is more expensive. It's about $400 right now. But these are the two benches that I have, so I did want to put out a video on just a comparison where the differences. As I purchase equipment from different companies, I have a better point of comparison for a number of these products. So that does it for the video. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you got any questions, if you have one of these benches or another bench, and you think it's something I should consider. Let me know, and we'll see you next time.